I like that analogy. Some of you know the thorn analogy. You have the bad thorn. You're walking, you get a bad thorn stuck in you. All right? It's bad because it hurts, right? The thorn's innocent. It's like doing its job. It's like, don't bother me. You stepped on me, that's your karma. Okay, so you get this thorn in you. Then you take another thorn, the good thorn, to take out the bad thorn, because you like put it in there and pry it out. Then there's no thorn. So these three stages, you can say, to having a more empty mind, it relates to that in this sense. The bad thorn is the ego, the self-obsessed, driven identity to fulfill its projections, to make itself feel good at the cost of whatever. If I hurt you in the process, if I say I'm a sex addict and I want to have sex, so I get a girlfriend because I want to have sex, but then after I have sex, I don't want a girlfriend anymore. I never did that. That was done to me though. I was never overzealous about sex. If I really wanted it really bad, like in my 20s, I would just go to I was in Thailand, Bali. I'd just go to the massage parlor and say, hey, then there's no problems. Why set the girl up to feel bad, especially if she's an innocent girl, nice girl? Anyway, that's the bad thorn, okay? Or I'm gonna make money and I'm gonna lie and cheat. I'm in business, right? About business. And I'm gonna, because I have a projection to want to make a bunch of money. So, but in my business, in these, which is almost inescapable in a lot of these businesses, I used to sell cars, and there's no way I could do my job and not hurt people. There's no way, because my boss would make me do it. Because in the car business, truly, well, now it's changed a little bit. There's more set prices. But back in the day, a car is worth whatever you'll pay for it. That's what it's worth. So the closer, the manager, would see my rapport and chemistry with the customers, and they'd be like, oh, he's getting along good with them. So I'd go back up to the desk. I'd have the deal done. The manager would send me back out and say, bump them $500 or $1,000. I'm like, I don't really, why? He's like, hey, do it, or I'm going to give it to another salesman. You see? So business can be, but those who, see, I had some heart, so that's why I didn't want to do it. But many people, they don't have any feeling. It's all about money. Get money, get money. Do I got to screw this person over? Whatever. Get money. Doing my job. That's bad thorn. Okay. There's a bunch of examples, but you get it? It's the ego, like survival. It's just about me. I have my ideas and things, and I want to get that fulfilled, and that's number one. I'm going to try not to hurt anybody, but if I do, sorry, this is number one. Fulfilling my ambitions and desires and all that. That's bad thorn. Okay, at some point, some life can take a while. A lot of people die with this same character. I've been on the planet long enough now. I've known a lot of people who die, and their character's been pretty much the same their whole life. There's never been any real transformation. That's unfortunate. Not really, because they're going to get it. We're going to incarnate until we get this thing. The consciousness wants to demonstrate its true, selfless, higher nature while in this form, and deal with the challenge of ego and desires and all the personal identity that comes with it. It wants to still, it's like, no, I'm going to demonstrate my true essence even in the midst of deep delusion. So it will keep incarnating until it does that. Rules of the game. And I know some say, well, why even do that? I don't know. Okay. So the good thorn is after we've tasted this poison enough of being this self-obsessed, driven ego entity, because we're gonna fail. We are not gonna feel fulfilled. Temporarily, we'll feel fulfilled, and it can take a while to realize that it's temporary. Most people, they do something, they feel temporarily good, and then it starts. It's unconscious. It starts to go down. The feeling goodness, so they grab the next thing, and they just, their whole life is a succession of next. I got this goal, okay. The euphoria is running off. Okay, I'm gonna get this goal. I got it, and then their whole life is like that. At some point, though, wisdom's gonna kick in because it's programmed in us. The wisdom software gets activated, and then the consciousness increases, and it starts to realize, wait a minute, no matter what I do out here, it doesn't satisfy me. There's still some corner in my being that's never satisfied. It doesn't matter. I was going to say, there was once I was in when I was living in Los Angeles, I went to Bank of America to cash my check. I was in the car business at the time, so I was in that realm of like cutthroat, but not so bad. But anyway, I was in that vibration because our environment is strong. I talk about that on my other channel, Transcending Shadows. Like, we got to look at our environment and the company we keep and all these things. It can make or break us. Environment is stronger than your willpower, let me tell you. So I went to Bank of America to cash a check. The check was like $700 and some or something. And the teller, he was breaking off hundreds, 100, 200, he got up to 700, he kept going. I'm like, oh, 800, 900, 1,000. He got to like 1,200. So he gave me like $500 more. I never say back then I never said thank you to the tellers. But that day I did. I was like, thanks, man. It's good to meet you today. Took the money, got out. I didn't feel good. I tried to spend the money that night. I took a girl out to dinner and we had a nice dinner. I was trying to like, how can I feel good? Like, I got this money, I'm supposed to feel good. Here, I'm gonna buy stuff. This make me feel good. Didn't feel good. It sucked. You feel inside this compromise, you did something against your nature. Those who aren't sensitive enough to their higher nature, they're not gonna feel anything. I mean, they can kill people and not feel anything. So we're not talking about that level. Those people aren't gonna be watching this video. Talking to those who are already sensitive, who already have your higher natures are already being awoken. Can't do things like that. So a year later, then I wrote an amends letter. I thank God for 12-step program. They're really, man, that's such a good, on practical level, it just shows us how to live. Like, take inventory of yourself. See, like, what am I doing I shouldn't be doing? Defects of character. Write them down. Share them with somebody so that it's more real. You see it better. Make amends to people you hurt. See, that's what I was trying to do to this bank teller a year later. I wrote a note, a letter to the bank and told them the situation. But I mean, it was already a year. They couldn't do anything. But I learned my lesson, though. I learned my lesson. I don't care, how much money. Give me $100,000. I don't want it. Like, what do you mean? Like, what? You're giving me a bunch of paper? No. I'm much more important to take care of your inner space than trying to, fill yourself up by like external energy and accolades, because it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. But we have to come to realize that. Okay, so that's the good thorn. The good thorn is we start realizing these things. So, doing all these negative things and, negative human behaviors, addictions, attachments, etc., that's bad thorn. Obviously, you can't have a quiet mind when all that stuff's happening. How can you? Your mind, that's creating restlessness. This world creates restlessness when we're identified with it. That's the point, though. We suffer the restlessness after a while, and then, because we're talking about how to get an empty mind, then you start to, my phone's vibrating. I should take it out of my pocket. Because when I'm flowing, I don't want any distractions. Okay. good thorn, because we're on good thorn now. The good thorn is when you realize all these things that you're doing is actually keeping you sick and discontent. Now, you can't jump to the third stage, which is no thorn or empty mind. All this life force is still very active. You see, you just don't want to channel it now into so-called negative things, because you see like this isn't good. You want to, wisdom kicked in and say, I don't want to do that. But you can't just sit here and say, I'm just so empty now. You can't do that. The life force is too strong. That's why I made this video on active meditation or something. Some people need that because the life force is too much. It's you got to sublimate and channel the energy. But now we're not channeling it into egoic things, which just creates more restlessness, because we've seen through that. So now we're channeling it into the good, positive things. That's why I call it a good thorn, because you have to channel the energy. This is my point. So you're like, okay, this is why I made the other channel, Transcending Shadows. It's about healthy lifestyle habits. So you got to channel the energy. It's just, what are you going to do? It's going to eat you up if you don't channel it. So then you do things that help sublimate the energy in a positive way. You burning the energy in a positive way without consequences of restlessness. It's like if you've played a sport or anything, you feel tired after practice, but it's a nice tired. You're just calm. It's nice because you spent your life force in a positive way. Compared to if you spent your life force, watching porn on the computer all night or something. You're gonna feel tired after that, but you're gonna feel it's gonna be like a sick tired. You're like, man, I don't feel good at all. You see the difference? So we have to go through that stage of spending our life force in a positive way for a while. Now, take your pick. Sports, musician, artist, something creative, making videos, writing, service, go serve, different volunteer, something that touches your heart. Spend this energy in a positive way. Also, this is good. I like bhajans. I never used to, because I wasn't at the stage. If you feel like you have some downtime, what's the saying? Idle mind's the devil's mind. If you have some downtime and you can't figure out anything to do, but that life force is active, go on YouTube and find some bhajan. I like Mooji bhajans. I really like his music group. I like their voice and the songs they sing. And just find something and listen to that. Get a yoga mat, do some asanas while you're listening to that. If you have too much downtime, that sublimates the energy. That channels the energy. Otherwise, you're going to get stuck probably in some obsessive, self-obsessed thought loop of this and that, and you're going to, it appears to knock you off your center, because that life force needs to be expressed. After the life force is expressed, now we're getting into no thorn. After the life force is expressed to a sufficient degree, we don't know how long that takes. Don't worry about it. It happens organically and automatically, like everything else in life. We just keep imagining that like we're doing something. That's cool. We signed up for that 3D experience. So enjoy. Enjoy that you're doing something. Even though you're not, but enjoy it. After the life force gets sublimated and channeled to a sufficient degree, then empty mind, it's just more easy, because the life force, the restlessness, the rajas isn't it's not bothering you anymore. So then you can chill like this. You just chill, and you don't feel this prickly energy like I gotta do something though. Like what am I gonna do? It's more chill. Also depends on your constitution. If you're more air element constitution, God's using you to play a more active role in life. If you're more kapha, more water, earth element, you might play a more passive role. One's not better than the other. We have different roles to play. So I hope I painted a good picture of that process to an empty mind, because you can't skip the process. That's the thing. You can't listen to some non-dual videos and just think, okay, nothing exists, so that's it, I'm done. Yeah, I think those that watch this channel, you know that. Yeah, that's, I don't know, it's funny. All right, good. So I think I'm gonna make one more video, and then I'll talk to you guys soon. I do consultations. My email's on the banner. I have groups coming soon. It's coming. All right, see you.